Hello, welcome to my channel, A Piece of Gaia. My name is Lindsay, and today we are going to do a reading all about your connection. So this is going to be messages from the universe. The universe has a plan for you here. So let's see what the universe wants you to know at this time. And we're going to do your energy versus their energy. And we'll get tarot and oracle cards. We're also going to do letters and dice and a little bibliomancy from this book. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. If you'd like to go ahead and pick one of these crystals, or else I will be shuffling out cards for each of them as well. Alright, spirit guides, ancestors, angels, please help me connect with those that will be viewing this reading. What do they need to know for their highest good at this time? What are the selections that they can choose from? Alright, a colorful selection here. Alright, if you want to go ahead and look down on timestamps, will be each one of these readings. We're going to go ahead and start with reading number 1 in the clownfish. Hello to those of you who chose the howlite crystal here with the clownfish. Alright, so already I'm picking up quite a bit of information from this. I recently saw a little short video about how clownfish are really attracted to human hands. I thought that was so interesting because they look like anemones a little bit. So this says number 31, mutually beneficial venture. There is an extraordinary connection at the forefront of your life at this moment. Utilize this relationship to benefit everyone concerned. Very good for our reading. All right, we're going to go ahead and put that. Just put it like that. This out of the way. All right, so this is going to represent your energy here in the clownfish. And we're going to get another card here that's going to represent their energy. Looks like that one wants to come out. Empower yourself, number 29. Tune into your personal power. You are more than able to handle the situation facing you. Allow yourself to be the strong, beautiful person you are capable of being. All right, so a little side message maybe even for you as well. I'm also seeing these possible ages, 31, 29. And this deck here, we're also going to get one more selection here of possibilities, archetypes. These cards are so difficult to shuffle. Okay, what else we need here? What is the energy of their person of interest, their connection with this person? And we are asking today, the universe has a plan for this connection. What do you need to know right now? All right, and what archetype are they coming in as? The poet. Okay. So you're coming in as the archetype of the venom, and they're coming in as the archetype of the poet. So first of all, I want to analyze these ocean cards just a little bit. So I feel like this person has their guard up a little bit, whereas I see that you're seeing more of the potential of this relationship. You're seeing the benefits and how I'm seeing maybe also that message of the clownfish, like they are attracted to the hands. So I'm seeing that as like you're being open and willing to extend yourself and become part of this person's energy. And I'm feeling like they are really trying to work on their personal power, or just their personal energy at this time. I also feel like they are trying to get a little more clear with what they want. And if this is an existing connection that you've had, I'm feeling like there's some specific type of energy that they have to do to get out. I'm feeling like they're more get out there in the ocean of life, you know, in the big waters. And you are more kind of keeping to your home, being, you know, a little bit of a homebody, maybe even, but feeling very cozy in that space. So right now I'm feeling with the venom here, there may just be some shadow energies here that we're dealing with on your end. And maybe you're seeing some, or dealing with, or maybe I feel like maybe there is just some things that you might be displaying that might be a little bit toxic to the situation. I'm not trying to say that you are toxic. I'm just saying maybe we have some codependency issues or some issues with forgiveness here. And we're reaching this point of self-realization. We're really getting down to the nitty-gritty and seeing ourselves for what we are. And I'm hearing that song, and it went into my head and then it went right out. So maybe I'm not meant to mention that song. Oh, there it is again. Don't you know that I'm toxic? Da, 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 da. Who's that song by? Someone probably knows what that song is. Or maybe you're saying that they're toxic, or you're saying that you're toxic, or I don't know. Like you're dealing with some shadow poisons, I'm feeling here. Okay. You know, it's funny that that one kind of goes with this one because, oh, here it is. Okay, I'm hearing it now. So the clownfish has adapted its skin and has a special layer of mucus on its skin to protect itself from the stings. It doesn't necessarily not feel them at all, because it does sense them a little bit, but it's just grown kind of numb to it, or just it just doesn't really affect the fish that much. And it does have this protective layer, so it doesn't feel it as much. But there is these stings that come from the anemone, okay, because anemone can be quite stingy. So I feel like there's this energy that you have kind of adapted to, because I'm feeling like it's familiar energy that you have been around. And I think you're kind of picking up what I'm putting down here. So, and I see this as like they, you know, this sword on this. So I think this is a sailfish, but this sword-like energy is showing me that this person has a sharp sting when they want to be that way. And I see in the poet that there's this sensitivity to this person, but they may have a exterior that is protecting themselves from some of their more sensitive qualities. The birds are showing me, like, in the hands, like I had spoke about the hands. Seeing this kind of crystal ball. It's like a fortune teller. I'm feeling, yeah, this person might be quite clairvoyant. They might be really connected to being able to kind of read energy and seeking kind of this truth. You know what I'm also feeling from this is know this feels weird, but like I'm seeing like someone watching this video and then someone is also watching this maybe with you. I'm seeing that might be so super specific, but like I'm feeling like I want to switch these in some way because of that. Like there's an onlooker, or it's kind of like like if you're watching it on TV and then you leave or you go out of the room at some point, and then your partner ends up watching the thing you were watching because they're like, well, what are you watching? Like, I want to know what you're watching. You're filling your head with this stuff online. Like, I'm hearing that, like, this almost kind of a little bit of an argument about it. It's interesting. But it's like this sensitive artist here is coming through. And they're wanting to know some truth in the situation. They might even be doing divining things like what I'm doing here. They might even look at their own readings. I'm seeing this moon here in this kind of looks like a mouth, like a wolf's mouth. So I'm also hearing like, okay, so you say this video is about the universe having a plan for this connection. So I'm hearing like you being like, what exactly is that? Because I'm looking at this like it's karmic or something like that. And that may be very possible. This may be teaching you a lesson. This may be getting you out of your comfort zone to understand something about yourself that is mirroring in this other person, and they're bringing out more toxic traits in you in order for you to examine what it is lurking in the shadows. And then, you identifying this, you are wondering, like, why am I so attracted to this person, or why am I with this person if I'm having these difficulties? But I'm also hearing that it's probably because you also have this kind of spicy connection with this person. You might also be really attracted to their hands, really attracted to certain specific features about them that kind of lure you in. And I'm seeing this person as being kind of a really adventurous, or really bold, and you are more of this I want to stay at home kind of energy in your little cove, in your little space. But there's this, opposites kind of thing happening, but at the same time it's like I'm seeing that you're this person who you don't really like to stir the pot, but you're bringing in a big spoon. So that's what I'm kind of feeling like. This person has a lot to say. Maybe they're even very sharp words, a lot of words that are almost like truth that hurts. And then you might be a little passive aggressive towards them. Okay, that's just what I'm picking up so far, but we're gonna get more cards because I don't want this to be super negative. There's just so much sensitivity too that I'm feeling. Yeah. I was feeling my sacral chakra buzzing. It's weird. It's like this pulsing buzz in my sacral chakra. What is that? That's interesting. I do have this orange color in this card. There's a little bit of orange here and here. I feel like also this connection, maybe you have children with this person. And that's another part of the universe's plan for you, is that you're meant to procreate, propagate, fill the world with little versions of you guys. I did have the deck upside down, but that came upside down, so we're just going to leave it that way. So maybe this is definitely a time for rest, and rest with this connection. I see this heart, upside down, and it also looks like it has these little mended parts on it. So I feel like there is things that are being mended about this relationship. I see this as like a needle too. So it's like you're the thread, they're the needle. Like together you have to weave this energy. And I'm seeing this also as a nest, you know, and I was saying my sacral chakra was kind of making this buzzing feeling. And I was like, the nest, you know, that's very appropriate, because it kind of makes me feel like, yeah, I'm getting like a different energy from this Four of Swords than I usually do. And this rune that's on her right there, I forgot what that rune is, but I'm seeing her face being very peaceful though. You know, she doesn't look too disturbed. She looks pretty good. Like, and that's kind of the energy that I'm getting from this. It's like you feel peaceful, you feel good about this connection, but there's maybe just something that's like nagging at you at times. And when I put these down, they came out like this. I have 3 4s and I just plopped them down and I didn't touch them. And we have 2 Tauruses. So I'm feeling like there is stable connections that are going to be coming forward here, that are going to be tuning into this reading. And we do have the number 4 in this card, and we have the number 2 in this card. So there is some balance that is, you know, coming through. All right, we have the 2 of Swords here. So interesting. Okay. Yeah, sword cards. I just feel there is some words that, in these cards particularly, it's like indecision. Like we're in a stalemate. We're at a situation where we're not really sharing our words, but it's more caught up in the mind. Maybe we're not saying the truth that we need to say. Yeah, I definitely feel like also there is some relevance to this being a kind of a karmic connection, but it has its positive elements. It lets you see the truth about yourself and the other person. 5 of Pentacles. And the Wheel. Okay. I do feel, you know, this card with her on this, it's like, at times this is like a balancing act. I feel like sometimes you walk around on eggshells a little bit to avoid, you know, putting yourself out in this connection. Like I feel like sometimes you might even feel alone, but I'm seeing that there is a fortunate situation with this connection. The planet Jupiter coming through saying, you know, there is things to benefit from in this relationship. I'm seeing this as birth. Yeah, like if you're going to have a child with this person, it's like you don't know what their face looks like yet, but it's in the conception phase. And me feeling that in my sacral chakra, it was like there was an energy of something that faded away. I'm almost seeing like a member of your family that had passed away, you know, a while back, and their energy being regenerated within the family by course of you having a child with this person. I usually don't get that also from the Death card, but Scorpio energy there. And then we have the 9 of Wands in reverse. So dropping our guard, and then we have the 8 of Wands. So I'm feeling like communication is going to pick up. There definitely is going to be more conversations to be had. I also feel like there's more travel that might be coming up. I just feel this card is giving me wiser, learning from lessons that have happened. There is like this rebirth that's happening. I love how this card says death and rebirth. And we have that figure 8, or the infinity symbol. And it's showing me the 8 of Wands here is like an infinity pickup energy that doesn't stop. It's like once it gets going, it can't really stop. It's like, and that's also showing me like the nature of carrying on genes, genetics, and the lineages that are going on. And I'm seeing like generational stuff going on and on. Like, yeah, I'm seeing this woman as like she's pregnant in this nest and needing help. There's going to be change coming in, knowing our self-worth in this moment. She has the key to open this door, but she's not sure about what's going on. There are a lot of decisions that are in the works here being made. I also got another message that if this is a connection where you're getting pregnant, this person, I'm feeling like, has to venture out, has to do what they need to empower themselves so that they can face the situation, because they might be a very sensitive, poetic like soul, but they now have to, do something in the world to bring home more money to help you in your fragile state. Utilize this relationship to benefit everyone concerned. I'm seeing that with the 5 of Pentacles. It's like, it's telling me don't walk away just yet because things aren't done. Things aren't done yet. Like it says, the universe has a plan. The title of this video, the universe has a plan for this connection. So like I said in the beginning, the plan might be that you were to have children with this person. Even though I really didn't get a lot of cards that said that, but this one, the Jupiter card, it's like you're being blessed with something. I also feel like it's about time, like that time has been coming around. And we get Taurus energy in this card, and we did have these Taurus eyes that I had talked about, which I wasn't really going to mention, but it kind of is a little bit difficult not to. So obviously, if this isn't resonating, I mean, this isn't your group. But I'm seeing that, there is something to benefit from us finding out different aspects of our shadow side. This may even make us feel like we're not worthy, or we're insecure about something, or we feel like we're kind of pushed out. I'm also feeling being pushed out of a situation, but there are something to benefit from this relationship. And you're dropping your guard here. But you are going to be learning a lot from this connection. All right, I'm just being told move on. Okay. All right, so these are going to be positive energies. These cards here. So what is the positive benefits in this relationship? Kindness. Yes. So if we're not showing kindness, that needs to be one of our first things out here. With this Venom card, it shows me that yes, there may be some stuff lurking in the dark, but we can make the choice. Maturity. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like a new cycle is coming, and this new cycle has shown what this connection is maybe worth. I'm also seeing a lot of powerful energy coming from this card as well. That universe, I had said this was about the universe, and we have this like universe in the mind here. Delight and inspiration. All right. So yeah, we might get a lot of inspiration from this. And with the poet, I feel like this person is either your muse or you are their muse. Yeah, and kind of the purpose, like I had said, is to learn a lot. you know, in this connection, to evolve in this connection, to transform energy of the past into what's coming up. And this Libra energy, I see the scales here, you know, this is a powerful connection. This connection is inspiring you to get to the next level in maturity. You know, despite your age, doesn't matter what age you are, you know, there's always new levels of maturity to be had when we can learn from being in a connection with another person. So these are the things that, you know, are kind of being highlighted. The universe wants you to know. So let's see some of the more negative things. What are some negative qualities that are coming out that are hard? Blame. Okay. Yeah. And ingratitude, not being grateful for the person. Okay, so there might be a little bit of that energy that we're dealing with. But I could see the sword cards and the birds in this are showing me that, yeah, there might be words that are exchanged that, you know, we need to go back and reflect on these positive qualities. But maturity sometimes means, you know, we don't blame people for the things that are going on, even though it's so easy. And I can even see, like I had talked about before, with possible, like, if you were to have a child with this person, I could see the feminine being like, this is all your fault for getting me pregnant. Like, I mean, and I've even heard friends of mine say that, or even people that weren't my friends. And I was at a party once and some girl said that to her boyfriend. This is all your fault. I was like, is it though? It takes two to tango, hun. But anyways, okay, so yeah, and the feeling of not being grateful for each other, I could feel like that could be something that could change. You know, that could really, if we decide to flip that script and be inspired through gratitude, that we make this relationship more benefic. You know, you're really going to benefit from the things that, you know, we already talked about. Didn't we say benefit right here? Yeah, relationship benefit all that are concerned. And especially if there is a child involved in the relationship, one of the benefits is that you're showing this child how to mature, how to, you know, rise above situations. Because we can't all be perfect parents. You know, there's always going to be little things along the way where we're like, oh, okay, well, I didn't do my best. I wasn't like my higher self in that situation. And also hormones might be at play if we're dealing with that other situation. Okay. All right. So we need to, you know, take all that stuff into account. So we're going to do what is being activated here in this connection. What is being activated other than all these other things? But let's hear some more from the universe. What is being activated in this connection, which I could see is like a lovely connection, kindness, delight, inspiration, maturity. It just feels so good. And also sweetness. Like, I feel like this death card, you know, people don't talk about this often, but there is this level of compassion and sweetness within the death card, because that is one very prominent quality of Scorpio. And you know, so this relationship has the power. It has the power to transform into something that could be very magical and beautiful if we give it a chance, if we drop some of the toxic behavior, if we, you know, stop putting our guard up because we're so sensitive, maybe even expressing. Maybe this person writes you poetry and that's another thing you like about them. You know, and I'm hearing, you know, how do you inspire them? Inspire them with kindness, delight, not blaming them, being grateful for them. I mean, and of course it takes two, but, you know, you do your part and the other person will follow. I mean, sometimes it might take a while, but just like these cards, they're not really speaking to me. Come on, what is being activated in this connection? Okay. One. Compassion. Yes, didn't I? That is so crazy. Just saying, you know, like Scorpio can be so like sweet and sensitive and compassionate and just very loving, and it can transform a lot of energy around it. But, you know, a lot of people want to talk about all the negative qualities about a Scorpio. And of course, if you can hear it in my voice, I'm a little sensitive to this because I am a Scorpio. I'm a sun sign, Scorpio Sagittarius cusp, but, you know, very much Scorpio. So I know a little something about the sensitivity of what it is to be a Scorpio and the positive qualities that have transformed in me over the years. And yes, I did deal with a lot of toxicity in the beginning of my life and throughout some of my relationships. And that was just my way of evolving and transforming and getting to know myself and getting to know things about myself that, you know, I was unaware of, even like the shadow aspect I had said. It's like not being able to see your own face and recognize yourself after, you know, you've gone through this maturity. So let's read this here. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. That's so beautiful. And isn't number 15 the devil card? Yeah. So the number 6 is giving me, number 15, the devil card. But in the devil card too, there's also positive qualities about that as well. You know, the consistency, the hard work, the effort that you can put in. And then there's also all these negative qualities. But it's like, how obsessive are we going to take this? But I'm seeing with a layer of compassion over all these energies, we won't bind ourselves too much and we can find more balance. And then 6, the energy of the 6 and the Lover's card I'm feeling as well. You know, there's a lot of choices to make within this connection that could be very beneficial for both of you. So that is very beautiful. Let's go ahead and look at some astrology cards here. Whoa, all right. This deck really likes to speak. It is easy. All right, we have House 1. Oh, well, there you go. Pluto wants to come through. And then House 8 again. Okay, wow. We're just going to stop there. So individuality, self-image, and approach to life, transform, and then transformation, karma, facing fears, and legacies. So the universe's major plan, I feel like, is to transform this relationship into something that may have dealt with karmic energy that is transforming into a very beautiful, compassionate, loving connection. Like I had said about myself, you know, getting to know those sweeter, more sensitive qualities that you have within you and amplifying those a little bit more, rising to the occasion. Instead of being the little bug form of Scorpio, you are now the eagle, rising above, seeing the higher perspective. And you don't have to be a Scorpio for that analogy to fit. Okay. So, and then in House 8, you know, this is just all really showing me that there's some connection also that I see, that maybe you even met this person when, like, after someone important in your life had passed away, I'm seeing as well. And then we see this too, legacies. I'm seeing that from what I had already talked about. Like, if you are meant to have children with this person, you know, one of the other universe's plan is to pass on legacy. That doesn't necessarily have to be from a child, but passing on legacy as in putting a real stamp on your name. What are you going to do in this lifetime that people will talk about? You know, what is it that you really want this connection to be? You know, are you going to tell the story that, you know, we were strong and we worked through this and we transformed this relationship? Or are we going to tell the story of, we moved on, we were defeated, you know, that connection didn't work out because, you know, we weren't strong enough to talk it out. I'm like seeing this as not sharing your words. Are you going to be able to say those difficult things that are hard to say? Or are you going to be somebody who is willing to not talk about it and just pretend like it doesn't exist? Because a decision will be made for you regardless. Pluto is showing me, you know, the energy is going to transform whether you make a decision or not. Yeah, the stalemate, making a decision, not making a decision is a decision. Okay. All right. So, okay, now it's time for the bird book here, and we'll get on to your letters. Okay, you get the goose, the Canadian goose, or the domestic goose, or the snow goose, or the gray goose. It has lots of names. They are found worldwide. All right. Wow. A domesticated goose can lay up to 50 eggs a year. Wow. Associated with fertility. Wow, see? Yeah, and the Norse goddess Freya. The mother goose. Yeah. My grandma used to read those stories to me. Goose was also a sacred bird of Holda, the Germanic goddess. If you see a goose, you should examine several areas in your life. Abundance of some kind may be coming your way. And remember, abundance doesn't always mean wealth. You might become more watchful for an attack of some kind, small or significant. And think about what is precious to you in order to protect it. Finally, take a look at your current passions, obsessions, or hobbies. You are on a wild goose chase about something. Have you thought out your path and plan of attack carefully? What's your focus? Have you collected as much information and data as possible to make a balanced and informed decision? Do you have a clearly defined goal? Canadian geese share relationship roles in their migratory flight, trading off the point position. Take a moment to look at how you work within a team. Can you step up and assume a leadership position when necessary, and then step back again when someone else's strengths would better serve the group's needs? The migratory aspects of geese could indicate upcoming travel. So, and we did get the Eight of Wands underneath the deck here. So associated with protection, domesticacy, teamwork, travel, associated with spring and fall, elements associated with air, water, earth, and colors white, brown, gray. So yeah, another message I get from that, because every time I see geese, and I see them a lot because I live near a water source, and you know, as soon as the season is right, they're all over the place, and they're having their babies, and they're crossing the roads, and you know, you got to kind of watch out for them. So for me, geese always symbolize abundance and fertility, and that book did touch on that a little bit. So we are kind of going back a little bit to that message of this, you know, there is this possibility for this connection to be quite abundant. Okay? There's good fortune that awaits. And maybe we're just not seeing that at the moment. Maybe there's something about our health here as well. You know, and also health can be associated with, you know, pregnancy and things like that. I mean, I keep bringing that up, but I just also thought it was weird that I was having that sensation in my sacral chakra when I was trying to think about those cards. But that's that. And then we're going to get into the letters. I'm just going to slap this brick wall down for your letters.
try to put them at least close enough to each other, just together. And some Scrabble letters, these Bible letters, maybe even Bible letters. Okay. Alright, so that's just a lot of letters jumbled up together. Alright, I see no, as in know yourself. No E, huh? Pen. From. Dad. Kid. He might do it on purpose, though. Forgot. Prompt. Frog. So frog is also an animal of fertility as well. Dun, 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 dun. I'm almost in a poem. If for not. If for not for you. Pray for God to. I never know. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, use them. Got to pray. Got to pray. Yeah, okay. That four of swords and the two of swords definitely give me that energy. What? What a dragon. Okay. Yeah, I think, okay, that's funny because the poet, I can feel like this person might be kind of moody or melancholy, and if they have any Scorpio energy in their chart, that's very possible. So if you want to pray on this, you have to get to know yourself. So I just, gift. Pray on a gift. Okay, a gift as in Wheel of Fortune. I'm feeling maybe there's something that you've been wanting to come in, and you're being gifted with this from here on out. Something. See, what a gift. gift. What a gift this could be for you. What a gift this relationship could be if we could see all the positive. Three. Joy. Ramp it up. Work the work in this relationship. Don't know. Farm. Deep. Vein. What vein? Thing like that. Like a zap of energy. And so like this person might also give you like a zap of energy. Brain. There's probably a lot of intelligence in this relationship to be had as well. Maybe that's also why there might be words that are unspoken because we know what words can do. We know we feel like we have a lot of them in our head.
All right, well, that's all for the letters. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to these dice here and see. We're going to get 4 different zodiac signs. Could be possible sun, moons, risings. Okay, we have Libra and Gemini. And Gemini and Aquarius. I'll give you another one. Aquarius, okay. All right. All right, and then we're going to get you an angel number here, or a universe number. What does the universe want to show you with these numbers? All right, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and you're the one. All right. All right, so that is all I have for you today in this reading. This is some of what the universe has in plan for you. Hopefully you got something out of this and anything that you needed to know in this reading, okay? And if you'd like to see me again, I post every Tuesday and Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Time, okay? Thank you. I wish you all the luck and all the love in the world. All right, bye-bye. Hello. All right, to those of you who chose group number 2, welcome. I hope you all are doing well today. So we're doing a reading on what the universe has planned for you in this connection and what do you need to know at this time. So we have this crystal rock here. First I'll speak a little bit on this. As far as relationships go, right before I got into my now 13-year relationship, or almost 14 years, I broke up with someone where I was living somewhere very far away, and like days before I got on the airplane to come over here to live, on the other part of the United States, I found this while I was walking and right on the side of the road. And I just thought it looked very interesting. I was like, why is it so perfectly shaped like that? It almost seems like someone was designing it for a piece of jewelry and they dropped it and it never got finished. And it just has always been this symbol for me, especially since we're doing a relationship or connection reading. I feel that, that might be significant for you in some way. And in that relationship, I was in that relationship for about 6.5 years, and it had a pretty significant weight. It was really hard for me to let that one go. I even had like a period of like a year where I was really doubting whether or not to stay or go. And then I just really was pushed to kind of, choose myself in the situation. But I mean, I'm not saying that's really what's going to happen in this reading, but I feel that there is a little bit of significance to that in some way. And also just the fact that it looks like an unfinished project. Like maybe there is something more that we need to add to this relationship, or maybe we're moving in to a situation where there is going to be more depth for you. So we have this card here with the Christmas Wrasse and number 50, Childlike Devotion. You are a multi-talented, complex being. Embrace and love who you are. So that does go a little bit with what I was saying. I had to choose myself inevitably in the situation. Yeah. So I feel like you are ready. I feel like maybe you are ready to get into a situation where you are going to be devoted to someone, or this connection now might be, putting that weight on it. So this is going to represent you. And then we're going to get another card here that will represent the person in this connection that you are thinking of, or that you're actually in a connection with. Let's see, what is the energy, Spirit? Bring forth the messages for this person, these people's highest good who've tuned into this reading. Thank you, thank you. That one looks like it wants to come out. Okay. Clearing the excess with the Stingray. Number 18, you are entering a transitional phase and would benefit from clearing away excess clutter, whether it is in your physical body or physical space. That is really interesting. I'm also feeling like possibly this person has a lot of things. They might be a little bit of a hoarder. Okay, that might be a little bit of an issue for you. But they need to clear out their space. Maybe also there's just a lot of thoughts in their mind that they cannot access at this point. But I'm definitely seeing you as two different kind of creatures. Like, I feel like you might be someone who kind of sticks more to the reef, and this person is like more in the sand and like goes far distances, travels. Maybe they do travel for work. But I also see there is like a connection. And this particular creature also has creatures that swim by it, like a shark has those little hangers on. So I'm feeling that there may be friends that are connected to this person in kind of a symbiotic way in their life, and that might have some kind of effect or bearing on the relationship or the decisions that you make in some kind of way. Maybe you've also known this person for a while, maybe even since childhood. And you're wondering, what is the plan for this connection? Where is this going? What's happening? But I'm also seeing this, I'm seeing so many different levels, because I mean, obviously, this is a collective reading, so I could see how some people are in a relationship with this person and you're devoted to this person, but this person is also devoted to you, but there's just a lot of things that they feel like they're transitioning out of, like there's phases and stuff that they're in. Maybe also they're trying to lose weight. Maybe they're trying to get healthier. And I'm seeing that, with them making all these transitions and decisions to do what they're going to do with themselves, that, you need to love yourself in this process, because it feels like there may be some dynamic here that was associated with my message here that maybe just might be a little weighty for you. Like there might be just a little too much weight to this, too much density to this situation at the moment, that maybe you need like a break from this person to get with, your kind, be around your kind, be around maybe some childhood friends, family. Maybe also getting into more of our talents, more of the things that we have gifts in. Also seeing you doing maybe some craft activities or some art, something like that. All right, so let's go ahead and get one of these cards as well. Is going to also do the same thing and symbolize. Wow, that's like the first time I've ever been able to shuffle that deck right. All right, so what archetypes are those that tuning in? What are they working with here today? What does the universe's plan for them? What do they need to know right now? Nope. Okay, we have the Mask coming up for you. And we have the One coming up for them. All right. Okay, so first thing I'm hearing here is that maybe this person may ignore you a little bit, omitting things, omitting truths, omitting things, and this is kind of messing with your identity. That is the first message I heard. I also feel like there is something within you that might be being denied by this connection at present moment, and that thing might be the innocence, the inner child, this loving, sensitive side of you that wants to love this person, and this person might be being a little bit selfish, is what I'm hearing. Wanting you to kind of make it about them. They might have narcissistic tendencies. But also, you know, there is this nature that they have love to give. There is a loving energy to this person. You might even see them as the one. But I'm hearing maybe they're, you know, a little bit of a, you're making them more of a big deal than they actually are. Like I see this creature has these like wings kind of on the side of it, but the main part of the body is not, I mean, yes, this can be kind of a big creature, but I see that's because maybe you are making yourself small. Maybe there's something about you that your talents are not being admired. You're not being totally seen. So yeah, I feel like one of the things that the universe has planned in this connection is to get you in touch with your own identity, get you in touch with the fact that you have this inner child that needs to be expressed, you need to resurface this energy, bring this back, be devoted to yourself, find what it is that you identify with that makes you feel good about yourself. And don't let others put you in a small space. Like I'm feeling like you may be putting this person a little bit too much on a pedestal and dimming your light. And really getting down to the truth of the matter, you know, there's maybe something that this person sees about you that they like a lot about you, but maybe you're not taking off that mask fully because you're afraid that this person isn't going to appreciate this side of you. And I'm seeing that, you know, we have to be able to reveal ourselves in order to see the truth, to know if this connection is going to truly last. You know, and maybe we need a moment where we choose ourselves and then see how this person reacts to that. And does that mean that they're going to go away because you're choosing yourself? Or does that mean that, you know, because you might be able to get to know a lot about that. Because if you're putting on a mask or a show to be a certain way around this person. They may not know everything about you, so maybe that might be one reason that you're having a hard time in this connection at some times. Maybe there's really nice, playful times, lovely times that you guys have together, but there might be an energy where you're kind of shying away from really revealing everything about yourself. All right, let's go ahead and look at some tarot here and get some more messages about this connection. All right, universe, ancestors, angels, spirit guides, please connect us with the information that we need. What do those tuning into this reading need to know about this connection? What are the plans that you have for them? The moon. All right. So we're not going to know everything. All right. The magician. All right. So we have the ability to manifest. There is a deep passion I'm feeling. Yes, speaking of deep passion, look at that Queen of Wands coming through when I say that. All right. So first, let's get into a little bit of this, and then we'll maybe add a couple more. So with these three, the universe already is saying that this is a major plan. They have a major plan for this connection. Now, one of those things is deeply getting to know oneself, the inner workings of our emotions. How do we adjust our world and live when all the truths are exposed, when all the things are exposed? How can we now, work the situation the way that we need it to? How do we deal with manipulation in a relationship? Because it happens in all relationships. I feel like, there are times when we can get to know the little quirks about someone and how someone can use manipulation to their benefit so that they're getting something out of you. There might be a lot of judgments that we place on ourselves, and therefore, you're sending out this message that's saying, I, need to be dimmed. I need to have this mask on because I'm having some doubts about my own self, my own self-worth. What I'm seeing, this connection is really amplifying what's happening here. Is it's showing and revealing your inner soul. You also might have a lot of love in this situation. The moon is saying a love situation. I see these two dogs here, and this is showing me like this opposite energy that you have, but together you might balance each other out. Really getting down to the truth. I'm seeing masculine and feminine energy. So this might be a balance in this relationship. I also see that the Queen of Wands is showing me that there is a lot of beautiful things to be had in this relationship, and also a leveling up of your self-esteem. I feel like when you take this mask off, or you reveal all the multifaceted energy that is you are going to really be loved for this. Maybe this person is also quite talented, and together you two, can really create the world that you want together. Create a masterpiece. I also feel like maybe you might be a little bit consumed with your emotions. Maybe you are Cancer sign, Pisces, deep watery energy. Maybe this person is a Gemini or a Virgo. I also see that maybe some of the clingers on, or the energy that they have attached to them, might make you jealous, might make you feel like maybe they're doing that because they want to see how much you care. Maybe they're not letting go of certain connections in their life or certain friendships that can be triggering to you in order to challenge you in some way. Subconsciously, they're doing this to challenge you to see how you'll react. And it's kind of a manipulative behavior. But I am seeing ultimately when you choose you and you embrace who you are, you come alive to this point where you are this person that is willing to accept, all those parts of yourself that even aren't so, great, and you're willing to embrace or love about yourself, but you're still, despite all of that, willing to see all of it, willing to face all of it. Because I feel like right now that you might be kind of drowning in the emotions of what this means. I'm feeling like there is a little bit of being triggered in this energy. And sometimes when we are triggered, we're maybe being manipulated by the forces of this person taking on center stage. Like I had said, maybe this person is a little bit narcissistic, manipulative, selfish. And that doesn't mean that they can't change or you can't work with that, because everybody has a little bit of those tendencies occasionally. But how much of it is there? Is it something that's going to be a driving force in your relationship? Because maybe that's one thing we're working with from childhood. Maybe there was someone in our past that emulated those same qualities, and we're getting to know more shadow aspects about what's lurking in behind this mask. What is it that we're comfortable with, that we're choosing and not choosing ourselves? All right, what is another message here? Please tell us a little bit more. This is already quite a bit. I could go on and on, but let's sprinkle a little bit on. Okay, 3 of Wands and Page of Cups. So there is a lot of sweet and tender, loving energy in this connection. There is. One of you might be younger, one of you might be older. Just a little bit of an age difference there. And the 3 of Wands, I'm seeing that you might be seeing this as a lot of possibilities. You might be seeing that maybe even that energy of what I said, should I stay or should I go? Of seeing the world before you. Are you worried that you're going to drown going out into that ocean of connection when you really get involved? Or are you going to be brave? This fearless energy of just exposing yourself, being yourself, fighting for who you actually are. And the Page of Cups is showing me, don't be afraid to truly love all aspects of yourself, because that will be just another way for someone else to love you. I also see that maybe this person, is a very dreamy-headed individual. Maybe there's a lot of maturity that they're working with and working through at the time, and maybe you are as well. Maybe that is another part of the universe's plan in this connection, is to get you guys to develop your skills of being able to manifest what you want in the world. Yeah, I do feel like there is a lot of love here. Or else you probably wouldn't even be tuning into this. All right, so let's get you some positive. What is some of the positive words that are a part of this connection? Universe, delight, inspiration. Okay, those came in for Group 1. Serenity. Trust. Okay, yeah. Trust that you will, be able to keep your balance, I'm feeling, in this. If you go forward any further into this connection, there is some balance that needs to be had. I feel like also trust in yourself, trust in your gut feeling here. I'd also just trust in your abilities, all the talents that you possess. There is a possibility for this connection to bring you a lot of serenity. I'm also seeing that as surrendering to the idea to go in all the way and see what it does. Don't stay on the shore. Put your feet in the water, go. But in that process, make sure that you're doing your self-care and taking care of yourself and embracing all the things about yourself, because you could get lost and drowned in the emotions of this connection if you don't consider yourself as well. That masculine, feminine energy that I was seeing, I'm seeing that as, if this is a traditional man and woman relationship, that maybe the man in this situation can be a little overpowering. Like his energy matters a lot and the woman has to compromise a lot. But, that's the maturity that happens in that connection. And we're learning a lot of things that we have absorbed through childhood. Like, what did he learn? He learned that he's the little prince. And he learned that women are givers because mommy taught him that. And you learned to be a giver and to appreciate. Right? So it works. But also we need to balance it out a little bit so that we can stay afloat. I'm also seeing this as somehow cold feet in a situation. Somebody has cold feet in a situation. Or head in the clouds. Somebody has their head in the clouds. When pigs fly. Maybe one of you, or you're thinking, oh, right, yeah, this really will work out when pigs fly. Or maybe you have this admiration or love for this person and you're trying to manifest this person into your life, but maybe they have another person that they're attached to. And you're like, is this meant for me? Is this connection? That could be for just, someone watching that isn't in the connection, but maybe wanting to be. All right, so let's look at some negatives. There are some negative words that want to come through. It says we got to look at both sides. We don't want to be toxically positive. And sometimes I err on the negative side. Weakness. Okay. Yeah. And confusion. Okay. So yeah, I could see this, being a little bit confusing. Maybe there is some things that are left up in the air. Not everything is kind of being communicated. Like I see there is probably a lot of hidden things. The moon. Someone might be, manipulating the energy. The weaknesses, and like I'm feeling like this childlike devotion. Like I feel like maybe you are giving too much of yourself, and that's weakening your ability to see clearly through this connection, and it's confusing. Maybe you're trusting too much. I'm seeing more to connect more in with yourself and meditate. Get clear on what you want. What is it that you're passionate about? What is it that makes you delight in life? Because I feel like this card was being very specific about love who you are. It's not saying love who they are, because you probably already do. But it's saying, look a little bit more into yourself. You have the one, the magician. it's time for you to maybe get a little selfish. I mean, selfishness is not all the way selfishness. We have to be able to take care of ourselves so that we can be, there. If you want to be there for somebody, how are you going to be there when all your energy is depleted because you're giving it away? But ultimately, I think, being open and honest with each other and talking about the emotional things and really getting down to the nitty-gritty and awakening that energy, bringing out what's really in our soul, we might be able to trust each other. We might really be able to make this a beautiful connection. We might be able to manifest this to bring a lot of inspiration and joy and love into our lives. All right. So now we're going to look at what is being activated in this connection. What is the universe activating for you in this connection? Okay, that's too many. All right. Perception number 35. So that goes pretty well. Confusion, transforming and activating into perception, being, more, I'm seeing that also as receptive, being someone who's more intuitive about the situation. I feel like there is a lot of intuition. There's a lot of perceived understanding is what I'm hearing. 35, perception. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. All right, well, there you go. That is getting down to the truth of the matter, getting past the confusion. I feel like there is a lot of things that are just left, unexpressed. Maybe also because we're trying to preserve ourselves, or this person's trying to preserve themselves so they can manifest what they want. This person might also be your weakness. Like you may feel weak and powerless against this person because they're holding all the cards. But that also might make you feel safe in some way. And I'm feeling like that is probably a message from what we had talked about, something about your childhood. If you dim your light, make yourself small. I could see you being a child that in order to please the person who was parenting you or taking care of you, you had to be very receptive, very people-pleasing. And you also had to be somebody who read the mind of the other person, and this was often very confusing for you. So you were kind of, doing this love me dance. Will you love me if, I act this way? But I also just feel it's because this person was, that was raising you or whatever. I think that's kind of coming out, is that this mask that you had to put on was like putting on this show. Because if you don't put on a show and you let out who you really are, or how you're really feeling, then the environment becomes unstable. So the frequency that's being activated is really just I'm feeling a deep look into yourself, into the situation. And regardless of if you stay with this person for years, it might take that long to gain this perception. I'm seeing 8 years. Okay. All right, so now we're going to do the astro cards. There's some more messages that we need about this connection, universe. House 11, friends, like-minded groups, humanitarian beliefs. Okay, well, maybe you guys were good friends, or maybe you are good friends. and you want to make more of this connection. I mean, I'm being very vague when I say connection. You know, you're supposed to perceive that how you will. You know, this doesn't have to be a marriage, but this could be a friendship. House 1, individuality, self-image, and approach to life. There we go. Like I said before, we already touched on this, you know. So this is very much about you, you know, focusing on you. How do you want to approach life in this situation? You know, this person may be challenging you in some way to become a different version of yourself or reveal what it is about yourself. And that's the purpose of this connection. All right, we have house 12, spirituality, transcendence, karma, superficial service, and healing. So that, you know, comes through in the moon card there. So yeah, I also feel like, what are your dreams saying about this connection? Do you feel confused about this in the dreams? Maybe we should interpret our dream energy a little bit. Yeah, there might be some element of karma, you know, just karma is just movement. That's all it is. It's just moving through life to expand the universe. You are just a part of the fractal in that movement. So what are you? What is it about you here that is, you know, set apart from others? Your bird meaning here out of this book here. Okay, we got the osprey. Oh, yeah, talk about flying high, getting up there, right? All right. Near rivers, bodies of water, because they like to eat fish. Interesting. So the osprey, like other raptors, offers the message of perception. Oh my God. That's crazy. And acute vision. Its success in abundantly providing for itself and its family also brings a favorable omen for your own success and state of abundance. The osprey can encourage you to jump into something feet first. Don't over deliberate on an issue. Observe, make your decision, and jump. Seeing that with the Three of Wands. Be certain of your goal. Have confidence and trust yourself. Trust. Yes. Wow. That one was really went well. So associated with energies of perception, abundance, success, fall, summer, water, air, brown, white. Wow. That's pretty cool. All right. So let's get into your letters here. Gonna put this brick wall down so we don't jumble up the cards. Here's the first word I see. Some of you went out on a date with this person and you're wondering, what's up with this connection? Is this for me? Or you want to date this person? I'm seeing the word friend. ID 14.
B except after C. Okay. So friend, maybe you feel like you want to date this person, but they are a friend. They're being friend zoned is what I hear. Friendly, maybe you're very friendly with this person, they're very friendly with you. Play, playful, okay. Playful. Warp. Warp, I see that as like, with the magician card, this vortex that you're in. Oh, that's a D. Whoops, ward, oh. Ward off. I'm hearing that, but ward off. Ward off negativity, maybe, also. Oh, of course you have a V. You would think V's and Q's and K's would be abundant. Word. Dwarf. See dwarf as in magical. See like magical dwarf. But also like dwarf as in making yourself small. Dwarfing down your energy. Fade. Fading. Fading. Fading what? Fading. Fading. Hard. I just feel like all those words, it's like, it goes back to like you giving energy, fading away, you know, if you find this difficult. This person's very different from you. That's why you might like them. You seem like also a difference in opinions. Glad. Or. Glad or. What? What? Charlie. Is your name Charlie? Glenda. Or Glenda. 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 I think that's an I, isn't it? Glenda. 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 Jack. Audrey. Audrey. Jack and Audrey. Andrea. This reading I'm seeing names. I didn't see that in the last one. Pancake. Hello, Pancake. Maybe somebody calls someone that. There's a bird on YouTube that likes to hear that song. Making bacon pancakes, making bacon pancakes. From Adventure Time. magician card, the whirling whirl. This is reminding me of the Three of Wands from the original depiction, where it's holding the world. Like the world, there's a whole world out there. Also seen this as success, accolades. Or maybe this person is your whole world. Whole world. You feel whole around this person. Brag. Maybe this person brags a lot. Maybe I meet this person at, I met this person at a wedding, or something to do with a wedding. Dream. Popular. Maybe this person's quite popular. I mean, you are. Maybe you're also into popular things. Cult. Cult. Wiggle. I'm seeing that like at the wedding with some kind of dance, like the wiggle or something. Maybe this person makes you... Do you have another tea? Proud. No. Alright, well I'm going to stop there. I'm seeing some other things, but yeah, I can go on and on and on.
All right, so now we're going to get some dice here. We're going to get 4 different astrology signs. We have Aries and Leo. And Leo and Cancer. And Scorpio. Okay, get you. All right. And then I'll get you a number from the universe here, or an angel number, however you like to say it. So we have 5, 4, 6, 1 is your universe number. All right. All right, well, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me in all this energy. I wish lots of luck. I hope all of your manifestations and your dreams truly do come true here. Make sure to keep an eye on those dreams, you know, get the perception going on that. What are we perceiving in those dreams? And maybe you'll get some more answers as to what the universe is planning for this connection, all right? Well, thank you again for joining me. And if you'd like to see me again, I do readings every Tuesday and Saturday. I upload at 6 p.m. Central Time. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Hello to those of you who chose the serpentine crystal here. Looks like a little wonton or something. And this beautiful card here, surrounded by prosperity. Yeah, so your attention is being drawn to the infinite nature of reality. That which exists outside the known is beyond measure. So already I'm feeling a very, very, very abundant energy. And just, I'm seeing these yellows as just a lot of confidence in that solar plexus energy. Or maybe, or needing to put attention in that category. That number 3 is showing me a lot of creativity, expansion. I'm also seeing the Empress card with this, with that prosperity. And this stone is giving me like a good connection in your grounding and in your root chakra. Yeah. So feel like there have been some growth lines, like you've been growing a lot, expanding within that, expanding out your physical energy as far as like maybe you're expanding into a property that you're moving into with this. But this reading is designed for the universe has a plan for this connection, and what do you need to know at this time? So let's go ahead and set this off to the side, and we will get more into this. So this card is going to symbolize your energy, and we're going to bring in another ocean spirit animal as well. So in this card we have multiple creatures. I see the yellow tang, I see the sea turtle. So I see also with the sea turtle that pacing yourself in this relationship is also going to offer you prosperity so that you can be there for the long haul. You know, not rushing into things too much or taking things too quickly. And maybe we're just really seeing what it has to offer. Because I'm being very vague about when I say connection. So this could be, you know, this could be a connection that is going to be romantic, is romantic by nature, or you've been in a relationship with this person for quite some time. So here we have the 47, connect to source, go within to discover what needs to be done, create the shifts required to attract what you want. All right, so that's going to represent their energy as the feather star. And it kind of adapts to be upside down and stuck in one position. So it attracts into it. And this also is giving me like the sea turtle is attracted to the reef so that the yellow tangs can pick off the parasites from him. He's going in like he's getting a car wash, getting the barnacles and the worms and all the little creatures removed from him that have been attaching to him on his journey. So I'm seeing that it is possible that you have a very open energy and you are in a very abundant person. And you may have a lot of confidence in yourself at times, or maybe you are needed to have confidence in yourself. And I'm seeing also that you help this person connect to what needs to come towards them. So you may be even coming towards this person in some sense. Yeah. I'm also seeing that, you know, there is some kind of connection that you guys do have together. There's maybe you work in the same field as this person, you're around this person in work matters. But yeah, this person is trying to manifest something at the moment. Maybe they're trying to manifest you. Maybe they're trying to draw you in more. And you're kind of picking up on that energy. So there is kind of this divine plan in order. So we'll get to kind of some of the details of that. But first, let's go ahead and get one more card for you guys. All right. Universe, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please connect us with the messages that we need for those who selected group 3. What do they need to know about the plans for this connection? Okay. I will give this one to this one. The desert. Ooh. Oh, wow. Jumpers today in this reading. Okay. And then you're coming out as the medallion. All right. Already I'm seeing this person is needing to connect, okay? They're kind of an isolated person. They might be kind of a lone wolf individual. They might be kind of silent. They might be just a stranger to you that you're attracted to. Maybe you're seeing them from afar. I feel this also, I see this hand is almost shaped like prayer hands. It's like they're manifesting something to come to them. In the medallion, I'm feeling maybe there is some kind of special family heirloom or something that you have that you wear that is very special to you. Maybe this is something this person has maybe had a conversation with you about, or is attracted to you in some way because they were looking at this. I'm also feeling like you might even be a little bit burdened by the fact that you have some type of energy that you have to keep up some kind of tradition. Maybe your family's very traditional. There's just a lot of stipulations that are in your environment, and in order to stay within this prosperity, you have to stay within, kind of like I'm seeing like the reef. Like you have to go to the reef, stay within the reef. Like these yellow tangs, they don't really go outside of that. They kind of just swim around it, and that's what keeps them safe. I'm seeing that you're kind of safe where you are, you're feeling good where you are, but you're being attracted towards this energy. And this person is coming in as a little bit of the opposite, actually. It's kind of this desolate, like maybe they don't have a lot and they're attracting a lot. Maybe also this connection has something to do with, balancing out the energy by maybe you are the one in the situation who has more finances than this person. And although, that maybe that's one thing you might be questioning, like, do they like me because of me, or do they like me because of my family and my family's money, or my family's, situation that I have? I'm hearing something like that. Well, we're going to get a few more messages and see more about this, but I am seeing that there is something powerful about your connection in the fact that they're trying to attract something and you have something to attract. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's go ahead and get some tarot here. And into this message for you. So what are some more messages we need to hear, universe? What is the tea on this connection? Right. Spill it. All right, so we have the King of Pentacles, Four of Wands in reverse, the Six of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. We just got that one from the last group too. All right, we'll get a couple more in a sec here. So I'm seeing at the moment this situation isn't totally stable, but I'm seeing that yes, there is something that is stable. Someone in the relationship has a stability to them, may own a lot of things, may have some property, may have, some family inheritance. I also see that maybe this connection is someone from your childhood, from your past. And I'm also seeing that if you don't have this, this might be coming in. This prosperity might be coming in because this wheel is showing me that fortune is spinning. It's turning in your favor. I'm also seeing a father figure here. Maybe from a father figure. Because the Four of Wands is showing me it's like you haven't got there yet. That is an option for you, but we're not there yet. I also feel like maybe this connection isn't completely solidified. Maybe we aren't actually in this connection. This connection is something that is a little bit still far away from us because there are pieces that need to fall together. And I also see from the King of Pentacles is showing me that this person puts up quite a bit of boundaries, or you're putting up quite a bit of boundaries in the situation. Because I'm also seeing this as maybe this person is coming back. You've known this person and they're coming back into your life. And you're feeling nostalgic about this, but at the same time, it's not a time to really celebrate this. It's a time to preserve yourself, keep what you have, and wait for the energy to change. I'm seeing this as timing. There's a specific timing that's coming through. And I'm seeing this, I don't really see this, but I see the 4 and the 6. So that as I'm seeing that as a 9, 4 to 6, 4 to 6 something, 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 6. Oh, 4 and 6. We have 4 and 6 here. Weeks, months. Then there will be, the cycle will be changing, something that the cycle changing over. I can get a couple more cards here. What else can we add to this message, please? Okay. All right, we have the Judgment card and the Hermit card. So there is some major events that this universe has a plan for this connection and major events, but I also, the Judgment is giving me from the past as well. And the Hermit is showing me that there was a moment of solitude, that we were away from this person. And then that 9, 6 and 4 equaling 9. Yeah. I'm hearing like something is adding up but doesn't quite add up yet. Yeah, there is a timing factor. I'm also feeling like maybe if this person, this connection of this person is, you're going to be going to this person. I'm seeing that maybe you've spent a lot of time alone thinking about this, judging the situation, seeing your true self for what you are, and kind of almost really blossoming in that energy, you know, bringing yourself back to life. And I'm feeling like maybe this is nostalgic energy that you're feeling instead of like, I'm feeling like also resurrected from, you know, this Judgment, and the 6 of Cups is showing me like back from, like that saying, like you're back from the dead. Like you came out of the desert, out of this no man's land. Someone went off on a journey and then came back, and to find that, well, maybe this, we're not really sure about. I'm feeling like a lot of, I'm not sure about this, because the Hermit is showing me I'm feeling pretty comfortable in my own space and shining my own light and feeling prosperous in that energy and feeling very confident and connected to people. And this person is maybe wanting to connect back with you because they have not found anything out there. Maybe I'm also hearing they haven't found anything better than you. But it's like you're sitting pretty, you're sitting happy, and this person comes up and it's like you're putting up these boundaries to say, this isn't really your happy home to come back to. This is my situation. I'm the one that's been taking care of this. I'm the one that's been doing this. And I'm the one that's benefiting. I'm also feeling like there's maybe something that's just for you, and this person may be resurfacing because they want something from you, because they're kind of destitute. And I'm hearing also to say that if that is the case, don't fall for them trying to manipulate you into the situation of nostalgia, because that unstable feeling that you're feeling is probably for a reason. Maybe they aren't very stable. If you have to be the one that's stable and they're not stable, then how is, I'm hearing to be very critical of this situation, to critique it, pick it apart, really look at it and go within. How does this really feel? How does it make you feel? Because I feel like you're balanced all on your own. And you feel very secure within your energy. And maybe this person has some level to that, but I'm kind of feeling like this person kind of went away and then came back. And you thought you maybe would never see this person again. I'm seeing like maybe in the past, you tried to have something with them. You tried to establish something secure with them, but then they kind of took off. And they went and tried to plant themselves somewhere else. But then they found that getting things and attracting things to themselves, it was like they were in a desert. Also feeling like this person might come off as being connected. Maybe they're very spiritual and they had this spiritual journey and a spiritual awakening, and they're trying to kind of connect with you in that aspect, and you have got yourself, you navigated around, you've been able to see, I see this turtle seeing the world, but also being able to be very connected to family, and maybe this person doesn't have a lot of family connections. Yeah, I'm just keep hearing boundaries, establish boundaries. All right. Let's go ahead and see some more messages here in these positive energies here. Let's see some positive messages, and we'll get negatives. We want both sides. Okay, so we have maturity. See that with the King of Pentacles. Balance, delight. Yeah, I said a lot about balance already. Enthusiasm, love. Okay. So yeah, there is a lot of love in the situation. I see that in the Six of Cups. And, we're talking about what is the plan, what is the universe's plan for this connection, and then we're going to get into like what's being activated because of this connection. So these words, delight, balance, maturity, are showing me that there is a lot of good things in this relationship. There's a lot of enthusiasm. I'm also seeing it as nostalgia. And, love, as in this love can be transcendent. This love can really make you realize yourself and realize a lot about the world. I feel like there's a lot of connections or lessons that we're learning, and regardless of if we stay with that person or not, there is a lot to learn within that. And maybe also this person has taught you how to be stable and grounded because of maybe some stuff from the past, that they've been involved with you like that, and like it didn't feel that stable before. But there can be a lot of balance in this situation if we can create that. Blame, fear, cowardice, resentment. Okay, well, I could see, like I had already said, this person may have retreated back, and there's some fear here. I see that the burdens that you're carrying too, with connection to your own resources and stuff, maybe there is some fear of losing that. There's some fear of getting off balance. Maybe there is still things that we blame this person for, we resent about this person, or that they were being a coward, or that they're very fear-based, fear mentality, fear-mongering. But yeah, this connection is definitely inspiring some maturity, and I guess all connections really do. We evolve, we change, we mature. I mean, I'm feeling like there needs to be love despite whether you're going to be with this person or not. I mean, you can love somebody, but you don't have to be around them. To love somebody doesn't always mean that you're right next to them, right? I mean, some of the biggest love lessons that we learn is distancing ourselves from people who might not have the best intentions for themselves, and then they kind of leak that on to someone else. So this cowardice, I felt like there's a lot of confidence and courage in this yellow kind of color that I'm seeing, and this gold. So I'm seeing like somebody has issues with self-esteem or something like this. I'm feeling like it's this person because I feel like a scarcity mindset with this person. Whereas you have an abundant mindset. You're good at manifesting. You may have been taught this by a father figure. Or someone like a father. Also just a good mentor. Also seeing that as a work situation. Something about work. I'm also seeing this person being like kind of a hermit, kind of a loner. I'd already talked about that a little bit. And maybe there's a lot of judgments if, like, let's say you're attracted to somebody that's at work and you've known them for a while, you know them maybe from the past or whatever, but you're asking about them and there's just a lot of judgments about them. So maybe also there's just a lot of talk. I'm hearing just a lot of gossip around this person, and maybe we don't need to take other people's advice and opinions on their own emotions about this person. We need to see it from a different perspective. But I see there, like I said about the wheel, there's this timing to this. Some kind of timing aspect where you will know when the time is right. All right, so let's see what is being activated in this connection. What is being activated in this connection? Universe, please send us the message through these cards. What is being activated? Compassion. Okay. I think, did somebody already get this? Does group 1 get this one, I think, maybe? Yeah. So I saw, when group 1, I saw this 15 as the devil card. But I was saying something about how there's compassion to be had in even some of the things that are hard to deal with. Like the devil card has a lot of negative connotations, but there is also a lot of things within that energy that can be looked at in a positive way, like, working really hard. So work is coming through. Number 6, service to others. So yeah, I'm feeling like maybe some work energy. So let's read this here. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. Okay, yeah. So I'm feeling like that maybe compassion is being activated, as in like you are being compassionate to this person, or they are being compassionate to you, one or the other. And this is like a maturity factor. This is something where you're seeing beyond the judgments, like I said, beyond the judgments. And there's something to benefit here, I feel, within this connection, and I guess compassion is one of them. Yeah, I'm also seeing that if you do blame them for anything or resent them for anything of the past, something that they did that was toxic behavior, that this card is saying that this is your lesson that you're learning. This is the plan for the universe to activate this compassion within you so that you can really understand what this is about. I'm feeling like this might be a very difficult situation. I'm thinking that's why the Hermit came through, the Judgment came through. This is an awakening of the spirit, mind, body, for you to have to deal with some things of the past and work through them. That can take a lot. That can be a very heavy weight to deal with. Maturity can be a burden sometimes, right? So being the one that is the bigger person here, I'm also seeing the bigger person that can be, compassionate in the situation and everything. And if this, was a connection that had some stuff in the past that I feel like maybe there was some yeah. Seeing Virgo, 6, Virgo. Yeah. I'm also hearing consider your health the healthy option. I'm also seeing where this turtle is getting cleaned off. Don't let this person be a parasite to you. Don't let them be a barnacle. Don't look at this feather star. It's kind of like a barnacle on a rock. It sits there, and although it's got its own world going on and its own thing, and maybe it helps attract things to the sea anemones and stuff below because it has this, it's grasping at things. All right, so let's get some astro cards, get some more info on this situation. All right, we have House 11, friends, like-minded groups, humanitarian beliefs. So yes, you may have met this person through friendships, through work. And we have Yin, intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, receptivity. Yeah, I said something about this person being spiritual. Yeah, trust, patience, those are very mature qualities, to have. And trusting that things are going to work out. Yeah, House 1, individuality, self-image, and approach to life. So yeah, I'm feeling like you need to definitely consider yourself in this situation. Maybe this person that's coming back from the past to see maybe, I'm hearing maybe you broke up with somebody and then this person's like, hey, and they come back around like, hey, are you available since you broke up with so-and-so? Like, should we hook up? It's like, consider yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself first. Maybe this person needs to be friend zoned. Maybe they see you as kind of a humanitarian. And I could also see how they could fake like the things you like in order to look like a humanitarian, but maybe you're the humanitarian, or maybe they're trying to pursue humanitarian things, and it looks like they're trying to be selfless, but really it just comes off as other things, and you kind of like, there's things that maybe you don't want to say, you're kind of keeping it to yourself. The Moon and Aries. Okay, so satisfy emotional needs, nurture self and others, independence, bravery, and passion. Yeah, there's this independent spirit that's coming through with that, and just feeling like, yeah, it says nurture self and others. So it's like, be compassionate, be a nice person. You know, there might be some deep emotions that welling up under the surface, but they're asking you, the universe is saying their maturity is coming within this. There's balance coming within this. And right here, these very feminine aspects, I'm feeling like that's coming through here. It's like, make sure that you are being balanced and not being overly giving or overly nurturing to this person, because they might need something from you. And this is saying, you know, make sure that you consider self, your emotions, keeping your femininity in check and balance with your yang, because, you know, there's only so much you can give until, you know, that luck of yours, that energy of yours that you have can run out. And then you're going to resent them and blame them because you've held everything inside. I'm also hearing, you know, speak your mind. Because we've also got this kind of like go forward approach, you know, the Aries, but then this very feminine, like staying back approach, and the moon very feminine. So yeah, I'm feeling like, you know, don't also, sometimes Aries, you know, if Aries is a feminine, they have sometimes a tendency to not speak, not talk, like become silent about things. I mean, even men, no, I shouldn't just say feminine. Aries in general, it's like they would rather not say anything at all than be the disruptor in a situation. Like they would rather just sit there and evaluate the situation rather than being the one that causes disruption. And I'm kind of hearing to, you know, because you're being patient, you're being, you know, you're feeling out the situation, feeling like those emotions are running pretty deep. But maybe we need to speak our mind on something that might be bothering us so that we don't develop resentment, and then inadvertently blame them for us holding our tongue. All right, so let's go ahead and look at one of these. We're going to do some bibliomancy out of this book here. So you got the magpie. Oh, that's cute. So black-billed magpie. Asia, Europe, Western North America, China, India, Australia. Woodlands, meadows, grasslands. Associated with good luck in China and Korea. Good news. So something about good news is on the horizon, I'm feeling, for you. Like I said about the wheel here, there's some good fortune to look forward to here. Well, this is kind of cool. It has a little poem of sorts. Let's read that. 1 for sorrow, 2 for mirth, 3 for a wedding, 4 for a birth, 5 for silver, 6 for gold, 7 for secret not to be told, 8 for heaven, 9 for hell, and 10 for the devil's own self. Oh, that's interesting. All right, so then I'm going to read this omens and divinatory meaning. The magpie may be telling you to look for shiny things around you, to enjoy the bright, attractive things in your life. Alternatively, it may recommend that you look at how you balance your love of shiny things with the more serious things in life. Are you too often distracted by glittery things in life? The magpie can also represent destructive habits. Too much hoarding, gossip, idle chatter, or loud talk can harm you or others. But the magpie's black and white coloring makes it a symbol of balance, and seeing it can remind you to maintain balance in your life. So one of some of the keywords: hoarding, distraction, communication, balance between extremes, spring, summer, air, element, and black and white color. Interesting. So I did kind of pick up on that. Like maybe there's, lots of things in your possession that can become burdensome. I feel like the abundance, there's like a lot of abundance on your side here. Maybe we need to, consider that. Maybe there's some hidden meanings within the things that you have. And I'm hearing like, what kind of story does it tell you? Does it put you in a good mood or a bad mood? And do we need to maybe get rid of some of that stuff that's telling a story of negativity so that, out of sight, out of mind? All right, so now we're going to get into your letters here. We're going to put a brick wall over this. Okay, this is going to be a little loud. I'm going to probably all right, so we're going to kind of
try to spell out some words just so we get these disconnected from each other. Don't worry guys, you'll be all connected when you go back in the back. Alright, so I don't know what we're going to spell out. We're just going to try our best here. The other groups, group 2, I found some names in there, maybe even some sentences. So. Memory. Memory. Okay, memory. Your memory is, okay, so there's something about your memory of this person. Maybe, you need to think clearly about this person and not think so nostalgically about it, because, sometimes we want to remember either the really harsh aspects or the glittery, like it's said about that, like, the glittery things about this person, maybe the way they look, was, I'm also seeing, like, that's what I was trying to do here. Trap. Trap your memory. Memory trap. Yeah, the 6 of Cups is coming through and then it's like, you're remembering something wrong. Or, like the Hermit cards, like, go within, find the real answers. Don't look outside yourself and the judgment of others, how, like, they're like, oh, well, remember how this person was, or, I don't know, something like that. Don't have an eye. No S's so far in all of them. Rogue. Rogue? Marry? Maybe you were married to this person. Maybe you're thinking about this person that you maybe got a divorce from, or maybe you are married to this person. Marry. Trapped. Trapped. Urgent. Huh. Wait, I'm gonna go sometime in. Prompt. Urgent. Ooh, yeah, maybe make sure we're not running into anything too quickly. Prompt and urgent. Don't have an eye. Don't know. What is it wanting me to get to? Grant. Granted. granted, program, program, reprogram, good, reprogramming your mind at small, something small, something small, okay. Right. Program your day. Program your day. You want what you want. You program what you want. You program what you want it to be. Okay. Jimmy. Jimmy. Group. Reaching a group of friends. Pretty. Yeah, she knows, like, the sparkly things, the pretty things. Don't get distracted by how someone looks or something. I'm feeling, my pretty man. Alright. Yep. Aretha Franklin? Maybe someone likes that music. Brute. Ahoy. So, like, your ship's coming, ahoy. I don't have an A. I also had Thomas, but Tom for short. Rehab. Someone went to rehab. And they came back. Trying to make me go to rehab. I said, no. Maybe she should have gone to rehab because she thought she'll be here. Oh. Yeah, I see drug. A moth. Moth to flame. Bye. By the what? By the arm. By the arm. Take me by the arm. Baby. Baby moth. Great. Great baby. Great. Great body. Same. Somebody's sexy. Okay. do this. We thought or breathe, breathe, thought, new thought. Okay. Now I'm just coming up with silly things, like I'm a teenager, and a car with some friends. Okay. Alright, well, that is all I have for you today.
Let's get you some dice now. So we're going to get 4 different astrology signs. We have Sagittarius and Cancer. And Cancer and Aries. I'll get you another one. We already saw the Aries there. Cancer again. Okay, so that moon. Libra. All right, and then this is going to be your universe, your number from the universe, or from your angels, whatever you want it to be. But in this specific reading, your special number from the universe. 1, 2, 5, 6 in the mix. All right. Okay. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me in this energy. I really wish you guys all the luck that is coming to you here and all the good fortune. Yes. And hopefully this connection has inspired something within you that is really showing you what is being activated. The plan is for you to really hold compassion for this person. And regardless of how that plays out for you, I just hope it all works out. Okay? Well, if you'd like to see me again, I upload every Tuesday and Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Okay? Thank you. Bye.